All right, and we are live here at Seymour High School as the Seymour Wildcats coming at 6-5, taking on the Torrington Raiders tonight, coming in at 7-2 and number one in the NVL. I'm Zachary Gerster, and I'm here with.
Dino Varelli. Zach, we've got a good one tonight. Seymour comes into the game on a win at St. Paul on Tuesday night, but in their last five, 2 wins, 3 losses. They've been sandwiched. Their losses were sandwiched in between their 2 wins, the last one being St. Paul, but they went through Waterbury, through WCA, Crosby, and Holy Cross. Torrington comes in, as you said, 7-2. They've got 4 wins and 1 loss in their last five, which was to Holy Cross by 3. But bigger picture here, Zach, I know we mentioned the NVL standings. Torrington is in the first spot. Seymour is actually in the fifth spot as we speak, going into this game at 6-5. But in Division Three, where both of these teams sit, Torrington is actually ranked number 4 right now in Division Three. Seymour in the 20 spot. So if the state tournament were to start today, teams would be ranked in those spots. So we're going to pause here, I believe, for playing of a national anthem, and then we're going to come back with our lineups and talk a little bit about Project Purple and what we're doing in the community, along with Project Purple Sports.
Okay, so as we're doing lineup introductions, let's go here ahead and meet your Seymour boys starting lineup.
Senior captain, Robbie Carfiello, number 2.
Senior captain, number 10, Joey Carviello.
Senior captain number 4, Shane White. Nobody in practice could guard me.
Logan Hamilton, number 0, senior. Shane cannot guard me.
I'm Brandon Calvers, number 5, senior.
Joe Carfiello, head coach of the Seymour Wildcats. This is my 22nd year as the varsity coach.
All right, and that was our Seymour boys Wildcats starting lineup. I did find out before game time that Calabrese will not be starting and Jake George will be entering the starting lineup. So I apologize to Jake George for not having his lineup up there. However, I didn't know until 5 minutes before tip-off. So
Yeah, Zach. So I wonder, Jake George was early starter in the season, and other night Seymour with an impressive win over a strong St. Paul team had well balanced scoring from the three seniors: Shane White, Logan Hamilton, and Joey Carfiello. So I wonder if Coach Carf, who was out sick that game, is going a little bit bigger tonight. Torrington has some size. They're led by Adi Puseveric. I'm sorry if I said your name wrong there, but he's leading at 18 points a game. And Torrington coming in hot here, Zach. So I wonder if this is maybe just to go back to a little bit bigger lineup for Seymour. George gives you a little bit different dynamic in the middle than Brandon Calabrese, who's more on the wing or up top, and is more of a three-point threat.
yeah, so on that note then, why don't we meet our key players? Oh, sorry, wrong graphic. Well, why not? We'll do this. For Seymour, we have 4 players that all average around 10 points a game, and we should look for a balanced offense between Carfiello, Joey and Robbie, number 4 Shane White, and number 0 Logan Hamilton. And on that note, let's look at some players to watch tonight. So for Torrington, we already highlighted Adi Puskarevich with 17 points a game, 7 rebounds. He shoots it at 40% from 3. Chris Dela Cruz averaging about a double-double and 3 steals a game. And then Joey Carfiello with 25 and 7. And then Shane White to look to build off of his Wednesday night performance against who they play Wednesday. I'm blanking.
St. Paul.
St. Paul with 15 points and 5 threes.
So Torrington takes over here. They get the tap. Steal there by, it's going to be credited to Robbie Carfiello, but Shane White there with his hands on the ball first. Looks like they're in a man-to-man. Robbie Carfiello to the hole, Zach.
He couldn't get it to go. It was a good take, though, for him. It'd be nice to see him get active on offense earlier.
Tucherone with the rebound for Torrington.
Block by Joey Carfiello. He sent that one into the stand.
Luca White attempting the 3. Joey came out of nowhere. That was quick, Zach. But we've seen that before. Joey's very athletic. He can get off the ground. We see a lot of those rebounds, those quick putbacks. So
I will say Luca White, he does lead the team in assists, and he averages 3 steals a game. As there's a 3.
Deep 3 by Logan Tucherone. He didn't hesitate.
No, he was left wide open, too. That was a defensive lapse there by Seymour.
Joey Carfiello with the ball, drives, dishes to White.
He thought about it for a second. His confidence has to be at an all-time high right now, Dino, coming out for that St. Paul game.
Yeah, and he's got a shorter defender on him in Slattery. Travel. Double dribble there by George.
And just a mental mistake there for Jake George.
So Lewis brings it up over to Tucherone. So Torrington's got these twin towers in Tucherone and Addy, 22-24. They've seen a lot of time on varsity, Zach. And nice steal again there. Carfiello with a hand on it. Hamilton's going to get credit for it. Almost a turnover there for Hamilton. Nice pass there by Carfiello. Deep 3 off the mark, Zach.
Yeah, I almost saw Jake George travel there. I saw the ref on the baseline. He watched his feet when he caught that one. Almost got a bit of a shuffle.
I wonder, he hasn't seen starting minutes in a while. Lewis with a deep 3. Zach, looking at some of the stats here, Torrington is pretty good from three, and they shoot a lot of them.
No, that's my style of basketball.
We know, Zach. We know. Hamilton able to control the bobble. Carfiello posting up. George takes a deep three.
We haven't seen that yet this season, but I guess now they're going to need to close out on him. And you see Torrington was baiting him into shooting that, and that backfired on him quickly.
Ooh, White with a deflection there. It's going to stay Torrington ball. The Seymour student section is fired up. Jake George with an early three here. Makes it a 6-3 game.
I guess that's why they put him in the starting lineup tonight, for his known shooting ability,
Lewis with another deep three. I'm telling you, Zach, statistically, these guys shoot threes very, very well.
It's fun to watch.
When they make them.
And Seymour's going to need to start to answer back with some points. I don't think Jake George's three-point game is the offense you want to run all night.
No. Like to see the ball move a little bit here if you're Seymour. Get that ball moving and maybe some penetration. But, you've got these twin towers here. Shot clock down to 3.
Good take.
Good take by Carfiello. That's going to be the first on Lewis. So, Zach, Torrington has 3 shooters shooting over 30% from 3. Addie's 39%. De La Cruz, who has not checked in yet, is 37%, and Lewis is 32%. As a team, they're right under 30%. Robbie misses the first. Makes the second.
I'd like to see the Seymour go potentially to a man defense soon, especially if they're going to continue to rain threes on him. Good pass.
Good pass by Lewis. Easy 2 for Logan Tucheron. So that's the only thing, Zach. When you don't recover on that press there, that pass is going to be wide open. Nice take there by Joey. Nice left. He gets on the board. We know he can score in bunches, Zach, so hopefully that's a good sign. Torrington coached by Eric Gamari. He's been there for quite some time. White from the deep 3.
I don't think I've seen a team shoot better from 3 as a whole than Torrington has in the first 5 minutes. I know, was it WCA with Williams? Williams hit a ton of threes, but he was about it for them. Maybe a few, and Hamilton will answer back here with a 3 of his own, and he'll join the 3-point barrage going on for both teams.
14-9, Zach. Torrington, you got to get stops if you're Seymour, though.
Yeah, I mean, I do like to see Seymour willingly take the 3 and making some threes. It just allows their offense to open up more and allows Joey to kind of get into those lanes without everyone being bunched up.
Slattery with a drive. It's going to be on the floor.
I think shooting.
It's like held him on the floor, but yeah, he was in his motion. Looks like that's on
Joey.
Joey. Yeah, Joey's first. So Calabrese in for George. So a little bit more offense here for Seymour. So let's see how Torrington adjusts, as does Seymour, in terms of their offensive sets. Lewis with a deep 3 and 1. Wow.
Now they're going man. I think that's what Coach Carfiello just told them. Who would they get there, Calabrese or Carfiello?
That's on Calabrese, his first. So Zach, Lewis is a 32% 3-point shooter.
He has 3.
He's 3 here early.
He's in double figures now.
18-9. Torrington. 2:43 left in this first quarter. White gets a look. He's hot. Woo! He stays hot from the other night, Zach. He hit 4 big threes. Turnover. That's what Seymour needs. Seymour's got to capitalize now.
I think it's going to come down to whoever, as they didn't even stop the clock there, is going to come down to whatever team can shoot the ball from deep the best. That's what I feel like, the way the game has started. He wants it back. He wants to let it fly. Let it fly.
Calabrese with a deep three. Off the mark. Goes off. Looks like it went off White's foot. So, Zach, Dominic Lewis is only a sophomore, Zach. He's got 10 in this game right now, leading this Torrington team. He's been most of the offense here early for Torrington.
He's been shooting it from the blue line. So if you can do that, you're going to have a great shooting night. And there's a steal by Shane White.
Calabrese just not ready, man. You got to be ready. These guys, Torrington is 7-2 for a reason. Tucherone with another 2, Zach. Robbie Carfield.
Good move. Spin cycle.
Zach, if you're Seymour, you got to stop him on this end of the court. I know I harp on the defense, but we've got to commit to stopping teams.
I agree with you, especially when the team's at will scoring the ball and from all levels of the floor.
Joey Carfield bringing it up, drives off the mark. Tough rebound there by Addy. He's wide open. They've got numbers here. Torrington doesn't recognize. Tucherone drives, hangs, gets
blocked by Shane White.
48 seconds here. Joey Carfield, nice left. 20-16 here. Let's see if Seymour can get another stop, Zach. The shot clock is on. 27 seconds. Tucherone back to Slattery. Lewis has it. He can shoot. Tucherone and Addy, two-man game. Tucherone's a tough player.
That was well done. You know, we haven't even seen Hubbard check in yet. Torrington.
Calabrese with a deep three off the mark. So, Zach, we go to the end of the first quarter here. Torrington 22, Seymour 16, but Dominic Lewis came to play, leads Torrington with 10, along with Logan Tucherone with 9. That's been their whole offense for Torrington. Two players like Luka White threw a 3 in there. So, you know, if you look at what Torrington's done this season already, I mean, 9 games in, 7-2, but their three-pointers, Zach, they average about 153 a game. So that's about 17 a game that they're shooting. So they've made 45. So they're averaging about 5 threes per game is their average. So they've hit their average so far for what they average per game. So let's see what the rest of the game. They've got 3 more quarters, but they typically shoot about 17 a game. So they've been lights out here in this first quarter.
I would like to see Seymour kind of fire back with some threes of their own from Hamilton and White, especially, as those two have had the hot hand offensively.
Yeah, I don't think Torrington has a very deep bench, Zach. Just looking at the statistics here that we have, I mean, a handful of players. Looks like most of their starters have played all 9 games. Lewis has played in 8. Maybe he was injured. But doesn't look like they have a deep bench. And for Seymour here, Anthony Cortella and Peyton Motel into the game. Calabrese gives it a look.
He's got to let those fly. He has that space. Not everyone's getting that space, though. Hamilton, tough shot.
Motel with rebound.
Yeah.
Robbie Carfield off the mark. So Seymour counters with some size here, Zach. Nice block there by Motel. Push there, it looks like. That's going to be on Slattery. That's Joey Slattery's first foul. So Joey Carfiello in for Brandon Calabrese. So size-wise, Zach, with Motel and Cortella, Seymour stays big. They don't really lose height advantage here against the taller Torrington team with those two substitutions. And Motel already given some quality minutes with a block. Nice cut there by Joey Carfiello. Got two on him. Cortella had a hand on it. Looks like it's going to be off him.
That's got to be Hubbard. No.
So Chris Dela Cruz, number 20, in for
Cruz. I don't know why I keep saying Hubbard.
in for Torrington, along with Jack McCoy, number 15. So Torrington just got a little bit bigger here with Dela Cruz in the game.
He's asking for the ball.
He's got White. White's back into the game for Seymour. Almost bobbled, stolen there by Carfiello. Nice job there by Seymour. So White and Slattery out for Torrington. Joey Carfiello from deep. Woo!
Well,
Zach, I know we've seen this. Carfiello, particularly Joey Carfiello, score in bunches. Quick three by McCoy. Rebound by Dela Cruz, though. That's why he's probably in there.
They're going to need to box him out for sure, Dino. For sure. Yeah, he leads the team in rebounds, and he didn't even play that first quarter.
He's also 37% from three, Zach. He can shoot it, too, so. Yeah, he does lead them at 8.9 rebounds per game. So him and Addie's at 7.8. Tucherone's at 6.3. So all three of those players on the court right now. So White back into the game for Torrington. Lewis sits. George back into the game for Seymour. He replaces Cortella. Excuse me, he replaced Logan Hamilton. Ball's inbounded in the backcourt by White. 24-19 Torrington. White drives. It's going to be on Dela Cruz. That's a good drive by White. First on Dela Cruz. Zach, I like that activity there by White, taking it to the hole.
I do too. I would like to see him, potentially go stop on a dime and step into a three. But
I know White was coming back from an ankle injury, pretty bad ankle injury to start the season. So maybe he's feeling a little bit more confident, driving the ball, shooting the ball very well the last two games. Already has a 3 this game and had 4 in the last game. So 24-20 Torrington here. McCoy with it. Over to Tucherone. Carfiello on Addy. He's got tight defense, Zach. Joey Carfiello is not leaving Addy Kusaveric. Dela Cruz travels.
yeah, we haven't seen Addy. I don't think he's scored yet, and he averages 18 a game.
Yeah, he has not scored yet, Zach.
I don't
He does
think
have
he's really done much, is what. I mean, I'm sure he's got some rebounds, but for a guy who averages 18 a game, he's been very quiet.
Motel with 3, gets his own rebound though. Out to White, deep 3, in and out for White. Addy with the rebound though, Zach. Torrington's really limiting the rebounding effort here by Seymour, Zach. Some big screens happening up on top. It's off of Seymour.
Dela Cruz hasn't looked great so far.
Good defense there by Joey Carfiello all over Tucherone. Almost to a 5-second count. Great defense here by Seymour in this half-court set, Jack.
Yeah, they just got to hold it out.
I don't think they realize the clock. Ooh,
That would
good job.
have taken a lot of energy out of that team had that gone in.
Yeah. Carfiello with it up top. Gets it over to his brother, over to George. Back to White. White with a deep three, just off the back rim, Zach. That looked pretty good from here.
Yeah, I still want to see them.
Tucherone fades. Big rebound by Carfiello there.
I would still like to see him let them fly, though, especially if you have space, because it'll make the offense open up the floor a lot better.
Good screen there by White. Motel, strong rebound, nice pass. Carfiello throws it up way off. I don't think that was a good shot by Joey Carfiello, but McCoy open over to Dela Cruz. He drives up and under.
Off leg by Dela Cruz.
Good timeout there. 30-second timeout by Coach Carfiello.
No, it's been a close one so far.
So 26-20 here, Torrington. And while we have this timeout, who is Project Purple? I know we usually do this at the very beginning, but hopefully people watching at home. Project Purple is a Seymour-based charity that provides financial aid and hopes to patients battling pancreatic cancer. Project Purple supports patients battling this disease through patient financial aid and nutrition assistance programs. We also raise funds for critical research for early detection and treatment of pancreatic cancer. To learn more about Project Purple, visit our website at www.projectpurple.org and make sure to follow us on social media. Make sure to subscribe to this channel so you get alerted on all things Project Purple Sports. This is an exciting new venture over the last year where we're able to bring high school sports to the communities throughout Connecticut and across the country, supporting our mission of a world without pancreatic cancer. So we're back at the action here. I think we're going to have a stoppage of play because of the clock. Or maybe there's some water on the, looks like there's water on the court. So as we were saying, we're super excited to be able to offer Project Purple Sports to communities here in Connecticut, across the area, as a way to bring awareness of our mission of a world without pancreatic cancer and supporting student athletes. We've got some sponsors that help us do that in Hartford Healthcare here in Connecticut. And then also our partnership with New Balance, which provides our student athletes with uniforms and warm-ups and a lot of great apparel through that partnership. So back to play here. Logan Hamilton back into the game for Seymour, along with Brandon Calabrese. Looks like Joey Carfiello is out. Hamilton with a deep three. Calabrese with a rebound. White gave it a look, Zach.
He did. That'll be a foul. Hamilton's on the line. Shoot two.
That's the second on De La Cruz, though, Zach. So 2 fouls here for De La Cruz. Makes the first. Last time we saw him on the free throw line, Zach, versus Crosby, he missed those last 2 free throws at the end of the game. Fortunately, Crosby came down and hit a 3, so hopefully the young man's been practicing his free throws. Hits the second. Tucherone gave it a look, Zach. Addy with pop and stop off the mark.
You can't get anything going offensively.
No. He's had a player in his shorts the whole game, Zach. Kudos to Seymour so far for really keeping him, knowing where he is at all times. White pump fakes. Oh, the pass was there. White with a deep three. Stays hot, Zach. That's his second of the game. They're going to need that.
50% from three-point line right now. Keep firing them.
26-25, Torrington trying to hold on to this lead. They had led the whole game, Zach. White with it from the corner. Dela Cruz, easy too for Dela Cruz. He's been a force here. He's been all the offense here for Torrington. He's got 6, 28-25. Robbie Carfiello.
And it'll be tied up now. You know, Dino, as a kid, I was always told 3 is bigger than 2, so why not go for 3?
When they're shot at high efficiency, yes, Zach.
Well, right now,
Which we had an efficient night here. Nice cut there by White. Dela Cruz gets the rebound and puts it
he's just
back.
putting on a
This is the-
clinic, offensive rebounding and then easy putbacks.
Yeah, he is putting a clinic on down low. I wonder if Coach Carfiello maybe goes to, maybe bring in some size. White with a deep, or Hamilton with a deep 3.
Ooh,
Carfiello had it. George gets it back.
let it fly.
George with it easy too.
It's called the Seymour roll right there.
Yeah, that's his shot, Zach. We've seen him hit that shot before.
I want to see him hit another 3.
Addie's calling for it down in the block. He had White on him. He had him pinned. Nice cut there. Off the mark, Calabrese with the steal.
Yeah, they're just doing a great job at switching when Addie's getting open. And it looks like, yeah, I was going to say they're going to hold for 1 here. They're going to just send Joey back to the bench.
And that's a good sign if you're Seymour, Zach. You got your leading scorer in the league on the bench here. White gets up on Carfiello. 10 seconds here.
Yeah, I'd like
Lots
to see
of
the ball
pressure.
get moved.
That's who you want in the hand. White with a deep 3
Oh,
off the mark.
Hamilton still has 2 seconds. Put it up.
So tie game here, Zach. At halftime, 30-30. Seymour scores 14 in the second quarter. Holds Torrington to 8 points, all from Dela Cruz, Zach.
Yeah.
So
I think the story of the first half for Seymour is you're hitting from all levels offensively, which we haven't seen a ton recently. I think the last 2 games we've covered, their offenses look kind of stagnant. So we're kind of looking at a very well-balanced offensive team, and it's starting with the ability to make threes. They made 6 in that first half, and it's allowing the floor to stay open, and then you're allowing the 2 Carfiellos to get into the lane. You have Jake George taking nice, easy layups. So it's a well-balanced attack. Defensively, they've looked well, but they need to find Dela Cruz when he's in and box him out because he's killing them on the offensive glass. And he had, I think, 6 of his 8 points were on putback layups.
yeah, he was the difference in the second quarter. He's their whole offense. But if you've listened to the stream before, I love the defense here, and I think Seymour's defense here in this first half has been excellent. They've held Torrington's 18-point scorer to 0, Zach. I think he's taken 2 shots the whole game. And so kudos to the Seymour defense here of holding Torrington to 30 points. So we'll see what happens in the second half. We'll be back to you here in about 2.5 left in the halftime.
Wildflower Confections is a veteran-run boutique bakery in downtown Seymour. I say boutique because we do custom cakes for all kinds of occasions, big or small, birthdays, weddings, big celebrations, all things that you would need something sweet for. So that's where we really like to shine, is the custom work. We also have a brick and mortar storefront where you can come in and get cookies, cupcakes, merchandise, cold items like rolled cake truffles that we do by hand, and all things that you can imagine.
All right, and we'd like to thank our first sponsor here, Wildflower Confections. Thank you guys for supporting us, and stay tuned. If Seymour wins, we will have a Wildflower Player of the Game. Dino, what other sponsors do we have that we want to say thank you to?
So first up is Hartford Healthcare, Zach. We're excited to be partnering with Hartford Healthcare here in the state of Connecticut for early detection, screening and surveillance of pancreatic cancer. To learn more about the great work that we're doing with Hartford Healthcare, visit our website. Our second partner in all this is New Balance Sports. Thank you to New Balance for their support of Project Purple Sports and our initiative of raising awareness for our mission of a world without pancreatic cancer with high school athletes throughout the country, not just here in Connecticut. So thank you to all our sponsors. It looks like it's going to be Seymour game here, Seymour Ball, to start. And I know we were crunching some numbers here. So, tie game here. It's just like the start, except you got 2 quarters instead of 4. And, you were talking about the offense. Looks like we're going to get a switch here for Dela Cruz, who was hot in that second
Cruz
quarter.
is still in, Dino.
Yeah, but he did not start.
Oh, okay.
So,
Yes.
so a little bit of a change here for
I'm trying to
Torrington.
see who isn't starting anymore for.
Slattery. Joey Slattery. Dela Cruz stays hot, Zach. We were talking a little bit at the break here. Both he and Addy, average 12 attempts a game. Dela Cruz is about 50%. Addy averages about 14 a game. George had a turnover. Ball's on the ground.
We'll stay
Seymour's got to take care of this ball here, Zach. They got to do a better job.
Well, I don't think Robbie was expecting them to come blitz him with a trap right there, which kind of threw Seymour's offense out of whack.
A couple of Torrington players, Addy in particular, leading scorer at 18. I think he had 1 shot, Zach, that first half. Hamilton with a deep 2.
Good shot by Hamilton. I like that there. Get him pump fake, allow the defender to slow down, then hezzy, rise up into your jumper.
Lewis was lights out from 3 in that first half, Zach. So let's see. Off the mark, Hamilton with the rebound.
He comes down the other way, taking on Lewis. And he'll connect. And there's 4 quick points there for Logan Hamilton.
Seymour with its first lead of the game, 34-32. Addy with the ball against George.
He has
Travels.
no space.
Yeah. He seems frustrated here early, Zach.
Yeah, I mean, I would
second
too.
half.
I would too. Seymour's read the scouting report. The only person they haven't been able to stop yet has been Dela Cruz, but
yeah, I think scorers, as you know, are going to get their points, and Dela Cruz can score at high volume. Looks like shot attempts. Nice pass there. Carfiello wide open. Where's the D there from Torrington?
Seymour continues to play like this. They'll be in good shape the rest of the way.
Just can't let off the gas. This is a veteran team in Torrington, Zach. They've had some big games early here. They were up on Holy Cross. Dela Cruz would have missed. White with the rebound. They were up on Holy Cross 10 going into that last quarter and ended up losing. But so,
oh, really?
Yeah.
I didn't know that.
Good ball. Lost a close one to WCA. So their 2 losses, to Holy Cross and WCA, who are in 2nd and 3rd in the league, Zach, right behind them. So a lot on the line here for Torrington, but they played in some big games already. They play in that top bracket in the NVL as well, so they'll play those teams twice. Carfiello with a drive off the mark. White with it. Hands off to Dela Cruz. And 1. He was fouled by George. Zach, Dela Cruz is been nonstop here since the start of the second quarter. He has been 100% of the offense here for Torrington to keep them into this game. He has scored 12 straight here for Torrington, maybe 13 if he makes this free throw.
I'm kind of confused as why he didn't start for them. I mean, you could make the argument this could be a completely different game had Dela Cruz been in that first quarter.
Yeah, 13 in a row for Dela Cruz here, going back to the second quarter. Tries to go for the steal there.
He almost had it.
He's guarding White, so I think they recognize White as the shooter. Joey Carfiello with the floater. We know he can score quick, Zach, and a
Good
lot.
move. Yeah, good move. He had Chicharron jumping and then blew right past him and stopped on a dime for a quick floater.
Lewis almost threw that away. White with it. Addy curling hard. Guarded by George. That's his first bucket.
It only took 20 minutes.
He breaks the streak of Dela Cruz scoring 13 in a row, Zach, but a lot of motion here by Seymour to get open here. They're working really hard on offense. Hamilton with a
bucket. Logan Hamilton. It's the Hamilton and Carfiello show to start off the third quarter. I think they've combined for 10 Seymour's points right here.
Addy wants it again. Two defenders there. Hamilton had a hand on it. Lewis doesn't see the wide open Dela Cruz. Addy, deep three. He can shoot it. Dela Cruz gets the rebound. Second chance points here, Zach. Dela Cruz.
He's very good. Very good player. He's only a sophomore?
Dela Cruz? No, he's a junior. Lewis is a sophomore. So Dela Cruz has scored 15 of the last 17 points here. Gets the steal, too. He's going to throw this down. He is a one-man wrecking machine here, Zach. He has scored 17 out of the last 19 for Torrington. What is going on?
Try to get back on defense there.
Someone guard this guy. White with a deep three off the mark. That's going to be a foul on George. So, Zach, that's George's first. Torrington with a 1-point lead. Anthony Cortella into the game, replacing Jake George. But, you know, this Torrington team, I was talking to Coach Gamari before the game. You know, they're playing some high-level basketball here. You know, and Seymour made a rally here, but this Torrington team has answered back, and Dela Cruz has had one hell of a game in the second and third quarter.
Yeah, he has. He's a tough matchup. He's almost, in my opinion, a tougher matchup than Addy is.
I think Addy gives you that strength. He's a bigger athlete. Let's see who they got here on the drive. It's going to be on the floor. Hamilton, that's his first. White with a deep three off the mark. Good rebound there by Robbie Carfiello to keep Dela Cruz off the back.
Well, it was a good box out. He wasn't even trying to get the rebound. He was just trying to box him out.
Joey Carfiello drives. And one! Let's see who that fouls on. Looks like 24. Logan Tucherone. That's going to be his first, though, Zach. Dela Cruz has two, but he was nowhere near there. So Joey Carfiello to the line for one. 42-41 Seymour. Looks like a substitution here for the shooter, I guess. Carfiello misses. 42-41 Seymour. Dela Cruz cutting through the lane. Hamilton with a bump. This kid has not stopped scoring, Zach.
Yeah, Hamilton tried to take the charge. He just couldn't get his feet set. And Dela Cruz, great job to make the adjustment and make sure he hits just the shoulder instead of hitting him straight on.
So he had a run of 13 straight points, and now he's got a run of 6, could be 7 points in a row here, Zach.
I mean, they're going to need to figure something out, some way to stop him, because you've already shut down Addy, but you're getting killed now by Dela Cruz, who is their second leading scorer, and so they should know that he is. So
Nice box out by White there. It looks like Addy had a hand on it. Calabrese into the game for Joey Carfiello. So let's see where the matchups are going to be here, Zach. Hamilton with a deep.
right into one.
Addy there for the rebound. 43-42 Torrington. 2 minutes here in the third quarter. Mismatch there.
Hamilton with the best defense on him all game.
I think Dela Cruz was looking for a foul there, Zach.
Yeah, but you're that big. You're the bigger player there. You can't go for the foul. You got to go to make the layup and then get the contact.
Robbie driving. Cortella with a fadeaway. Nice jumper there by Cortella. So quality bench minutes here for the Seymour bench here, Zach. Tucherone drives and one on Calabrese.
There's just poor defense. You
got to bump the cutters.
You also got to move your feet and get in front of him. At that point, I wouldn't have even fouled him. He beat you clearly, and he just had a wide open layup. If you're going to foul him,
you got to bump those cutters out, though.
Exactly. But if you're going to foul him, make sure he doesn't make the basket.
So Logan Tucherone to shoot one. Misses. Addy with the rebound. Second chance points here in this third quarter, Zach, have been big for Torrington.
It'll be a travel. Yeah, we haven't even seen Lewis attempt any sort of offense, and he was their offense in the first quarter. He made 3 threes.
3 threes and a free throw. He had a quick 10. He hasn't done much. The sophomore slump here in the second half. Hamilton drives, nothing there. Carfiello with the smaller Lewis on him. Robbie Carfiello, deep three, in and out. 45-44 here, Torrington up one with a minute left. Addy with it, cutting Dela Cruz. They got to know where that guy is, Zach.
Yeah, they also got to watch Addy on the back door. He's standing right behind Joey. Didn't even realize he was there for a second.
These guys are too good in this 3-2. Dela Cruz with a drive, too easy, Zach, too easy.
He's got to be in over the 20 points.
He's got 13 just in this quarter, Zach.
He's got 26 then for the game now.
Hamilton.
How do you like that, 20?
Dela Cruz again to the basket. Oh. That was a tough call there. That's going to be the second on Joey Carfiello. I don't think there was contact there. Kind of like went around him. I think Coach Carfiello's asking him the same thing. I think Joey fell before he made contact. He tried to sell it, but that's an NBA flop. But like, I don't know if they do that in high school.
Well, I think if you sell it or you go for it and you don't sell it, you're going to get a foul called on you regardless.
So Dela Cruz to shoot two here. 47-46 Torrington. Makes the first. Dela Cruz only a 62% free throw shooter, Zach, so misses the second, but
can't rebound
Addy there. Just got to box out. Rebounding's all effort. Joey Carfiello down. Looks like that was blocked by Tucherone. No call there, though. Stays Seymour ball. 8 seconds here. Torrington up 2.
Well, you got time to get a good shot.
Out to George. Back to Carfiello.
You had it
open. Oh, you had it wide open. George throws it up. Not the shot they want, but
they needed to take it. Time running out.
Torrington, 48. Seymour 46, but it's been the Chris Dela Cruz show here in Seymour, Zach.
Yeah, it has. I mean, he's up to 26, 27 points. And
He had 13 in that quarter and 8 in the first half, so he is Torrington's majority of their offense here, Zach.
he's up to 21.
Yeah. And we had Torrington leading scorer Addy I don't want to butcher this last name, Zach, so we'll just say Addy here. He's their leading scorer at 18 a game. He only has 2 going into this fourth quarter. And then Lewis still has 10, and Logan Tucherone here with 11. For Seymour, 3 players scored. Anthony Cortella with 2 in that third quarter, and then it was the Logan Hamilton show with 8, and Joey Carfiello with 6 for the quarter. So Seymour down 2. Looks like it's going to be Seymour ball coming into this this fourth quarter.
Yeah, it looks like they will have their starters return to the floor for Seymour. So 8 minutes, and if you're Seymour, this would be a huge win for you guys. You've had some tough losses here at home, Crosby in particular, and then WCA. So this would be a big win. It's looking for some sort of contact there. Carfiello will head to the line. I think it'll get Addy for his first or second.
That's Addy's first, it looks like. Yeah. So Torrington, other than Dela Cruz with 2 fouls, I mean, they've only played, Zach, really 7 players, and this 5 has been out for the whole second half. There have not been many substitutions. And I know we talked a little bit about this at the start of the game, minutes-wise. Looks like this 5 played most of the game. Carfiello makes the first. So fouls not an issue right now, Zach, but we got 7:49 to play in this quarter. The fouls could add up really quick, as we've seen in games in the past.
Yeah,
Carfiello makes the second.
if that happens, Seymour's going to need to make their free throws.
Yeah. Dela Cruz, Torrington breaks the press pretty easy. Oh, good block there. Jump ball, yeah. Good job there by Jake George.
I think it was a combination of George and Hamilton, but it's going to be Torrington ball.
Tucherone comes down awkwardly. Nice job there by the Seymour defense, actually. You know, and again, I'm going to talk a little bit about that defense. That's been the difference here. You know, Torrington, as we say, is wide open.
Defensive lapses. That's what's killing Seymour at times.
Yeah.
That and then the ability to not box out Dela Cruz and grab off defensive rebounds.
You just got to put your best defender on Dela Cruz and know where he is at. White deep 3 off the mark. I don't know if he got hit on that, but Torrington's got numbers here. If you're Seymour, you can't. Dela Cruz wide open.
Well,
We got lucky there. Lewis had an open 3. Dela Cruz was wide open underneath the basket.
Dela Cruz has been jawing back and forth with White. There is a ton of contact between those 2 players offensively, which is where White has been looking for a foul. Especially the last one, he got it knocked down at the end as Carfiello will miss that one.
Good job by Robbie. Thought there was contact on that drive, but I like that drive, Zach. He's got the smaller Lewis on him. And everybody else was on the other side of the court, so it was kind of a clear-out. I don't know if that was a design play or not. But
Yeah,
now White has the. Now this is where you gotta look to take advantage of these mismatches. White had the smaller Lewis on him. George with the rebound. I'd go back to White, try to get him in the post. If you're Seymour, let's get some movement here, guys.
Yeah, their offense has become a little bit stagnant here because White will do that.
I like the drive by White. He's got to finish there. Get down the court. This guy's wide open.
Good steal. Jake George will get credit with it, but Carfiello forced it.
if you're Seymour, let's see some motion here, Zach, as we saw that last series down. A little bit of motion here. Nice back door
Good
there.
pass.
George with a rebound.
Jake George, mouse in the house. Jake George is home.
He's fired up, 50-50 here. But Zach, that's what we need to see from the Seymour team, defense and rebounds.
We need to see someone also score points. They went, I think, since 7:49. Carfiello made those free throws. They haven't scored up until then. Jake George has been, I mean, even in the first quarter, Jake George, he was the one who broke the scoring for them with a 3. He's played well tonight.
He's had some great rebounds. He had that good jump ball here just a couple series ago, but if you're Seymour, you got to make this happen on the defensive end, Zach. I know I keep harping on this, but Dela Cruz is having a career night here. But they've done a great job so far on Addy. He's their leading scorer. He's only got 2 points this game, so still 5.5 minutes, almost 6 minutes left here in this game. So if you're Seymour, you got to commit to rebounds and defense, Zach. I know they've got enough talent to score, but you got to stop this Torrington team.
You do. I mean, the biggest thing is there's one guy out there you need to figure out how to stop, and that is Dela Cruz.
Looks like they're going man-to-man coming out of here, so let's see how these guys match up. I think the quicker Carfiello is going to be on Dela Cruz, Joey Carfiello. And I like the Jake George and Addy pickup. It looks like White will pick up Tucherone. So Tucherone.
Carfiello. So, I like this matchup of Carfiello and Dela Cruz.
Yeah.
I like it.
If you're Seymour, you got 5:30 here to just play man-to-man defense. Oh, that's a hook there. Jesus,
wow.
Cruz. That was a little bit of a hook there.
Yeah, I mean, that was a tough bucket, though. Carfiello played good defense.
We've got some bleacher refs tonight, so apologize for the background noise, folks. Nice cut there. Dela Cruz got his hand out.
This is probably the tallest lineup we've seen.
For Seymour.
Yeah, and Seymour face, too. Dela Cruz, Chicharron, and then Addy.
Across the top, yeah. They're the front court, for sure. And you can see why, White.
Oh, boy.
That's his third of the game.
You let him hear it, too. And the Seymour fans injected with energy from that 3 from Shane White Jr.
Lewis has got Hamilton battling down low, Zach. That's going to be on Joey Carfiello. I don't think he's happy with that call.
Oh, that'll be his third.
Yeah.
And he's got to be careful. See, I don't understand this sub. I don't understand it. You get one of your better shooters to make a 3, get himself back in the game.
George going right back in. I think he just wanted to take him out to talk to him.
I think it was probably about the celebration after.
Carfiello!
Going right at Dela Cruz.
Well, I think that's what you got to do. He's got 2 fouls.
On the opposite end, you got to hope Carfiello can stay out of foul trouble on him.
Tucherone with the drive.
Tough finish. I think they probably got Calabrese there. No, they got Jake George. It's his third. I have him on 3.
I got 2. Oh, yeah, it is his third. So Tucherone here to make it a 3-point play and make it tied up. So, Zach, I mean, you can tell why Torrington's 7-2 here. Tucherone misses Dela Cruz with the rebound over Joey Carfiello.
He's almost on his way to 30. And Torrington coaching out on the court.
Joey Carfiello catches, shoots off the mark.
He's got to be careful not to pick up that 4th foul. Seymour needs to
Torrington
stop
here with numbers. No one, Tucherone recognizes. He goes straight down. Timeout.
No one
Full
picked up.
timeout, Torrington.
No one picked up ball there.
No. Got to recognize 58-55 Torrington here, Zach. So full timeout here for Torrington. So again, these defensive lapses, Zach, as small as they may be on each possession, you know, when you've got a tight game like this, and especially when you're playing a veteran team like Torrington, might be the difference here.
Yeah, and I also wasn't a huge fan of Carfielo's corner three there. I mean, you're coming down, you just got to stop, got to rebound. You're within 1 point of retaking the lead under 4 minutes. You know, let's see you run a little set, run something, let the offense get up, let everyone get regrouped because they didn't even have a chance at an offensive rebound there because no one was up the floor.
Yeah. Those rush shots are, and he had two defenders coming out to him to try to trap him. I would have just liked to see that swing and maybe then get that ball back and then have a better, higher percentage shot. So De La Cruz here with 20, if my math is right, Zach, he's got 28 for the game, I believe.
Yeah.
No, excuse me, 27 points already with 3:40 to go, and Seymour hasn't had an answer for him. So a little bit different look here for Torrington, almost like a 2-3 with a trap at the top. The middle is going to be where you want to get the ball.
Yeah, but unfortunately they
Bad
don't
turnover
have.
there. Can't get the ball. Hamilton with an errant pass there. You can't skip past like
Well,
that.
now you need to lock in defensively.
Tucherone with a behind the back pass.
Torrington's
Addy with
bench
a 2.
going crazy.
5-point lead, Zach, for Torrington here. If you're Seymour, you got to swing the ball. You can't hold the ball and try to dribble it. Swing the ball. Find the open shooter.
Hamilton, deep.
3 off the backboard. De La Cruz gets the rebound.
You need a stop. You need a stop. You need to lock in defensively. See, I don't know how I feel about them switching everything because you want to be up on your man. You don't even want the switch to be an opportunity. You want to be all up in their grill. And I just don't think they have the full defensive intensity at all times tonight.
Torrington just trying to get, there you go, drive into the lane. Missed by White. Looks like he hurt his leg. They got numbers, Seymour. Robbie Carfiello dribbles the ball off his foot.
That hurts. That hurts if you're Seymour.
60-55 here, Torrington clinging to a 5-point lead. So Torrington does this high screen and rolls that. It's just a motion offense on the top, and they're trying to get you to commit over the top so they can take the bigs back door. But if you're Seymour, like you said, don't switch. Just go under the screen. I mean, Torrington hasn't hit a 3 this half, Zach.
Yeah, I would try to bait him to shoot a 3 because you've been getting killed by De La Cruz down low.
Yeah. 4 seconds.
And you got a rebound.
White's got the rebound. Lewis was off the mark. So I think if you're White with the drives, misses.
Hamilton.
Hamilton with the miss. That's been 2 straight misses for Hamilton.
You're starting to run out of time here if you're Seymour, especially with how Torrington's been wasting the clock. And that's probably the one player you do not want to start fouling. He is 4.
Correct. It's a bad foul. I think we're going to see a 30-second timeout here by Torrington now, Zach.
So this is where I go defense, offense, as you always say. If you're going to foul, throw in some of those guys that don't have fouls and save, your Carfiello, your Logan Hamilton right now, who has 2 and 4. So
if you're Seymour, and I would jump. I would force Lewis to shoot here, Zach. He's only a 50% free throw shooter, so he's the guy you want to foul that's out there on the court. You don't want to foul these other guys. Tucherone shoots it at 63%, Addy at 67%, De La Cruz at 62%, and then White is a 67% free throw shooter. So they're not great from the free throw line, but I would try to make Lewis take those shots. He's only a sophomore. He did hit some big threes in that first quarter, but hasn't done much yet since then, Zach. So I would try to get Lewis to try to take the shot here just because of his youth and his inexperience. And
I'd
maybe,
watch Dela Cruz to the basket.
yeah. You got to get up there and pressure the ball.
Yeah,
Zach.
you need
It's a
to.
minute left here. You're down 5. Like
Hey,
you
not
either got to.
Carfiello though. That's the one guy you can't have it. Yeah, that's on. That's Joey. That's his fifth.
Is that George? That looks like it's on George.
No.
That's Joey's fifth. Yeah. Wow.
I don't think they even knew he had 4.
Well, you got to do it without him. So Calabrese into the game. Seymour loses leading scorer, senior tri-captain Joey Carfiello. Foul was on the ground.
You got to get up.
That's the guy you want shooting, but
There's no defensive effort whatsoever at Seymour.
Tucheron back to Dela Cruz. Who else is going to score, Zach?
I don't know, but you need to go quick if you're Seymour, and you preferably need a 3.
Hamilton with it over to Carfiello. White with a deep 3 off the mark. That might have been the nail in the coffin, Zach. Shot clock is turned off, 30 seconds. Timeout, 30 seconds by Torrington. Good call there by Gamari. He's probably going to tell them to watch for the fouls and make sure they don't get any steals. So
I don't know what team we're watching anymore, or Seymour. This is, I mean, I would say probably around the 4-minute mark, they were right there, and they had a ton of effort. They had a ton of intensity, and these last 4 minutes, this has been a team that we saw earlier in the season, maybe a bit against WCA or Crosby, where they have no identity offensively or defensively. And it's just, this is the worst time to fall apart here in a close game against the number 1 team, the NBL, and you had them on the ropes.
I got one word for you. Dela Cruz, Zach.
No, I think that's 2 words, or 3 words, but I get your point.
It's one word, but it's 3 syllables. But Dela Cruz took the air all out of Seymour here. They just didn't have an answer for him.
No, they didn't.
I mean, he scored 50% of their points, Zach. I mean, when Coach Karf goes to watch this film, I think he's gonna, and he had all layups, Zach. It's all layups. Like, he had some tough shots, but 90% of his shots were layups.
And they were offensive rebounds on putbacks.
Makes the first, makes it 63-55. So lead has been extended here by Torrington. And I also feel too, Zach, that the play selection from Seymour in that last 4 minutes just was not good. It wasn't efficient. In terms of what we were used to seeing the first 3 quarters plus 4 minutes in the fourth quarter, moving that ball around, and we saw 2 air balls and a couple turnovers. Just not a good stretch for Seymour, but
the offensive foul.
Offensive foul.
Oh boy.
That's on White, his first.
Yeah, we just hope these seconds tick off before anything escalates.
Technical foul on the bench. Looks like on Coach Carfiello, maybe? Was that on the bench side?
I think it was on Carfiello.
Coach Carfiello with the T. So we get to use the technical foul. It looks like Luka White to shoot the 2 free throws here. I think he was unhappy about that call, Zach. White makes the first. Makes the second. 10-point lead here for Torrington. What was a tie game, Zach? Quickly This Torrington team has shown a lot of poise, Zach, and you can see why they're 7-2 here in the NVL. They'll stay at the top. Double team coming for White, 12 seconds. Tucherone with the ball is going to stay Torrington. So for Seymour, Zach, they'll drop to 6-6. This has been kind of the thick of their schedule here with the Waterbury 3, St. Paul, and Torrington. So Torrington will take the W, 65-55. But it was the Chris Dela Cruz show here in Seymour tonight, Zach. Hell of a player.
It sure was. And, I mean, just the difference of this game was that around that 4-minute mark in the fourth quarter, that was, I don't know what happened to Seymour, but they did not look like the same team that had played the first 28 minutes of that game. I mean, they had a lot of energy. They had a lot of juice. Sure, there was those minute spells where they kind of started to deflate, but they always picked it back up. And I would have expected them to be walking out of here with a win, or at least a lot closer of a game, maybe something in overtime. But we're looking at a Torrington 10-point win.
Yeah, so unfortunate circumstance here for Seymour, but Seymour now heads to Harding next week, and then we're back here on Friday.
Yeah, I have
our Project Purple game with Wilby. Seymour taking on the Wilby High School.
Yeah, the road ahead for Seymour at home will be for Project Purple night. Then they have Gilbert on Monday the 27th at 7, and then they have their senior night on the 13th of February, taking on Kennedy.
So make sure to subscribe so that you get updated on all things Project Purple Sports. Thank you for watching another Seymour home game, and we're back at it next week, Zach. I know we've got a couple of Notre Dame prep games, and we'll be back here at Seymour on Friday for that contest against Wilby for the Project Purple awareness game.